Welcome to Athena Through the Ages. 6 decades of Barnard women tell their stories. This is a wonderfully perfect event for reunion, and it is back by popular demand. As before, we are doing this in collaboration with The Moth, which is a not-for-profit New York City storytelling organization that produces absolutely fabulous projects and events in which, as I understand, and I have yet to be to one, not at Barnard yet, but I shall certainly do that, celebrities of the likes of, for example, Frank McCourt or Ethan Hawke perform alongside a rather varied group of people, including professional blackjack players, neurosurgeons, war heroes, and voodoo priestesses. Now, we have the good fortune to have the Moth with us here at Barnard because of a Barnard connection. Our alumna Istar Schwager is involved with the Moth and had the idea that a Barnard reunion Moth should be produced, featuring stories from Barnard alumni of different generations. A superb idea. Now, in fact, telling stories is essential and basic to being human. And this is something you can absolutely believe when I say it, because I am an anthropologist. And Margaret Mead, your fellow alumna, would say the very same thing. And who would also say the same thing is one of the world's greatest storytellers who appeared at Barnard a few years ago to do a distinguished lecture series, Elie Wiesel. I'm going to read a couple of brief quotes from Elie. He says, quote, "True writers want to tell the story simply because they believe they can do something with it. True listeners want to listen to stories to enrich their own lives and to understand them. What is happening to me happens to you. Both the listener and the reader are participants in the same story, and both make it the story it is. I speak only of true writers and true readers and true listeners." And he also says, people become the stories they hear and the stories they tell. So we are all in this together, those of us who are on the stage and those of us who are in the audience. Now I'll say just a couple of things about how the event will be structured. Each storyteller has 8 minutes to tell her story. Megan Weider, our violinist, is also our timekeeper. When the time limit is reached, Megan plays a few notes with great subtlety and delicacy, but firmly, and the storyteller then has 1 minute to wrap up. Perhaps you will illustrate this, Megan, for our storytellers. How subtle was that?